The mainstream media is completely corrupt. They are now working in conjunction with big government, big business, and of course the socialist communist regimes from all around the world, which means their only purpose of existence is now to destroy Western civilization. Now, it wouldn't be so bad if they were actually upfront about all this, but what makes them so dangerous is they're still pretending to be unbiased. They're still pretending to watch out for the little guy and report corruption wherever it exists. And of course, that simply means that they're going to go against one side and only further their progressive agenda. Now, of course, it's always interesting and entertaining to see their masks get completely torn off from their faces from people in a certain position able to do so, like we're going to see today with Tucker Carlson. But before we get to the clip, please like and comment so we can break through the algorithms. Here we go.
So you talked a little bit about immigration, and in the past you've talked about how white Australians, Americans, Europeans are being replaced by non-white immigrants in what is often referred to as the Great Replacement Theory. This is the same...
Have I said that whites are being replaced?
Well...
I don't think I said that.
Well, it's been mentioned on your show 4,000 times. And
really, when did I say that?
On your show.
I said whites are being replaced?
You have said that before.
Really?
Yeah.
I would challenge you to cite that, because I'm pretty sure I haven't said that. I said native-born Americans are being replaced, including blacks.
Native-born Americans.
Native-born Americans.
And
Americans like black Americans have been, African Americans have been in the United States for, in many cases, their families over 400 years. And their concerns are every bit as real and valid and alive to me as the concerns of white people whose families have been there 400 years. So I've never said that whites are being replaced. Not one time. And you can't cite it.
Untrue.
So we just met, but when our relationship starts with a lie, it makes it tough to be friends. So
you've been lying
let's
about
pull
my
that
press
back. I'm happy to explain what I do think.
So.
Well, you actually can't cite it because I didn't say it, and I don't believe it. And I'm telling you that to your face, so why don't you just accept me at face value? My concern is that the people who are born in the country are the main responsibility of its leaders. And as noted earlier, when those leaders shift their concern from the people whose responsibility it is to take care of to people around the world to put their priorities above that of their own citizens, that's immoral. And they are being replaced in my country, people who are born in the United States. And the birth rate tells the whole story. They're not at replacement rate. And so the U.S. population is growing because we're importing people from other countries. And my view is that happy people have children, and a functioning economy allows them to do that. And we don't have that. And so you need to fix the economy and fix the culture and make it so that people who want to have kids can. You don't just go for the quick sugar fix of importing new people. Like, that's my position. And if you think that's racist, that's your problem.
I never called you a racist.
But of course you are suggesting, and I must say one of the reasons people don't like people like you in the media is that you never say exactly what you mean. Your slurs are all by implication, and you're about to tell me the Great Replacement Theory is racist or anti-Semitic, whatever. I've said what I've said to you right now like 100 times in public. I hope to, if I live long enough, say it 100 more times. I think it's completely honest and real, not racist or scary. It's factually true. It's not a theory, it's a fact. And the whole point of your question was to be like, you're a scary racist.
Well, I haven't.
And my response is, no, I'm not. Okay, well, how about no more lying in your questions, and then I'll answer it.
So here's the standard problem with the leftist media, okay? They basically take what everyone accepts to be true on the left to actually be fact. So she says, hey, you've said multiple times that whites are being replaced in America. And Tucker says, I've actually never said that. Can you please, cite that for me? Give me a source. She's like, on your show. It's like, no, can you be more specific? I have never actually said that. She said, well, that's not true. Okay. So it's one of these widely accepted things. All conservatives are horrible, terrible, awful, racist people. Same thing for Republicans. Same thing for Donald Trump, right? It's accepted fact among the leftist community versus on the right, where we have to actually have facts and evidence to back up our positions, because guess what? We try to base everything we do on logic. So, of course, to do a little Tai Chi on her attack, Tucker decides to actually explain his position. He says, hey, I think that any citizen of the country, whether you're white, black, brown, etc., you have priority, all right? The government should be taking care of you, protecting this nation, making your life and your style of living the #1 priority. But, of course, what's happening? We're funding foreign wars, right? We're protecting foreign borders, right? Anything other than our own. If there's some downtrodden country somewhere, oh, here's all the cash you possibly need. Here's all the defense money you could possibly have. But for us, oh, you're a possible terrorist? Come on in and please replace the U.S. citizens. And he backs this up with facts. Look at the birth rates. Of course, course, the birth rates in America are way down because people are no longer getting married and having families because they feel that American dream is out of reach. However, the illegal immigrants, that's a population explosion, so everyone can feel really good about themselves by helping out those downtrodden countries and bolstering our numbers here in America. And then, of course, Tucker says, you're trying to just misrepresent what I'm saying so you can call me racist. And she says, oh, I never called you racist. He's like, well, what's your line of reasoning? You are implying through the questions you're asking that I am this terrible person that does not actually exist, right? He's the troll under the bridge. And just to prove his point, listen to this next part.
This is the same theory, or as you say, idea, that has inspired the New York Buffalo shooting where 11 black Americans were killed. Two white Americans were killed. Like, it's also inspired...
it's not, first of all...
It's inspired the worst, one of the worst Australian guns
of all time. How do they get people this stupid in the media? I guess it doesn't pay well. Look, I'm sorry. I've lived among people like you for too long, and I don't mean to call you stupid. Maybe you're just pretending to be, but I'm totally against violence. I'm totally against the war in Ukraine, for example, which doubtless you support. And like all dutiful liberals, support more carnage. I don't. I hate mass shootings, actually. Nothing I said, what does it mean to inspire something? My views are not bigoted against any group. They're honest. They're factual. That's not hate. That's reality. And my views derive from my deep concern for Americans, actually. Americans aren't having kids because they can't afford to. And nobody in charge cares. And so that's my position. That doesn't inspire mass shootings. How dare you try to tie me to some lunatic who murdered people? How dare you, actually? And in fact, I mean, do you know what I mean? I mean, like, Hitler wore those shoes. A lot of people are saying that you're like Hitler. Can you explain those shoes? Hitler wore exactly the same shoes, and you're like, I've got nothing to do with Hitler. Well, that's how I feel about your absurd, disingenuous question.
Right, so therefore you support gun control?
What? I thought it couldn't get dumber, but it did. No, I don't support disarming law-abiding people so they can't defend themselves. So the government has a monopoly on violence? I don't think so. First of all, in my country, that's illegal, as you know. But moreover, it should be illegal in every country. A sovereign person has the right to defend himself and his family. Period. And that said, I'm totally opposed to harming anyone. Have you been are you concerned about the war in Ukraine? And the countless innocents being murdered there every single day? I doubt you are. Probably Putin bad. I am. I'm a Christian. I hate violence. I hate mass shootings. I have guns at home and often on my person when I'm in the United States, I'm proud to say, because I want to defend myself and those I love against violence. That's the point. I'm not perpetrating crimes. I'm not shooting strangers. I'm defending what I love. And if you're against that, I guess I would ask why. Why would you be against that?
Well, so you don't think you harbor any kind of responsibility for these hate crimes?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be charitable. I was like, maybe you're just pretending to be dumb. Now I don't think it's an act.
So after Jess pointing out that her line of reasoning was essentially trying to trap Tucker into being this horrible racist person, she's like, okay, why are you inspiring violence and mass shootings? It's like, holy crap, does anything he just said sound like it's inspiring this awful activity? No, it does not. What's he worried about? He's worried about protecting American citizens, protecting this country. And for some reason, by doing that, by saying that, that's going to inspire people to go out there and just start shooting up places willy-nilly. It makes no sense. So even though Tucker just pointed out that you're trying to implicate me in certain behavior through your line of questioning, what does she do? She solidifies it by implicating him through another line of questioning. It's truly hilarious. She tries to shift to gun control, and Tucker's like, every single citizen on this earth should have the right to defend themselves and their families and loved ones from anyone, whether it's the government or a criminal, which of course is a perfectly sane stance to have. But either way, this is hilarious to watch the leftists really get pinned down by Tucker in this tremendous fashion. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay safe out there, people, because they're coming after you.